What is going on, guys? This is Prodigy, and today I'm bringing you another video here on Infinite Warfare, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been going around the community, and that is really related to just the general dislike for Infinite Warfare. And I'm actually going to be talking about some statistics and numbers to show you guys, to kind of elaborate on the point that I want to bring up to you guys. Real quick, I just want to mention the gameplay you're seeing in the background is some TDM on Precinct, and this is actually my first Juggernaut or Nuclear. It's the same thing. So far in this game, I got this like 2 days after I got the game, and I went 31-0, completely flawless in the TDM. So hopefully you enjoy that gameplay in the background and the Juggernaut type of level gameplay. But yeah, let's get back to the topic. I want to do this because I actually came across an article that was saying that the player base of Call of Duty has drastically been decreasing ever since Black Ops 3 came out, and not by just a small amount, but by a lot. Because I'll link the article down in the description too, so you guys can check that out. There's actually 2 articles, but I'm only going to link one of them because they say pretty much the same thing. But basically, now I do want to mention before I say that this is going off of PC numbers on Steam, and that is that the player base on Steam has decreased about 58%. And like, I don't need to tell you guys that that is a huge amount of decreases right there. It also has to do with a couple of other factors that I'm also going to go into detail about. But right now, just pulling the raw numbers, Black Ops 3 actually peaked at about 63,000 players on at one time during the Black Ops 3 life cycle on PC. Currently, Infinite Warfare is at about 15,000. Now, I mean, obviously the difference is huge. You know, it's way less players on Infinite Warfare than there were on Black Ops 3, and that's concerning. Now, also, a couple things I want to point out. Obviously, the majority of the Call of Duty player base is not on PC, it's on console. It's always been that way and will continue to be that way. And another thing is that the actual, for the Infinite Warfare on PC, the player bases are actually split between Steam and the Windows 10 store. So if you bought Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on Steam and somebody else bought Infinite Warfare from the Windows 10 store, they aren't actually on the same servers. They will never ever be able to play each other because those player bases have been split. Now, I don't know why. I don't know what possessed them to make that decision, but that's the way it is right now. So those numbers are, I'm not sure what those numbers are on the Windows 10 store. They're unaccounted for. But I guess whatever is over there, you would add to that 15,000. But I just wanted to mention that because that does play a factor in the total player base. And on top of that, the Call of Duty PC versions of the game have never really been that great or supported, which is really kind of messed up because I feel like Activision is a multi-billion-dollar company, so they should have no problem making a good PC port for their games, but they kind of just leave the PC guys hanging and show them no love. So I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, those are just a couple of things that are worth mentioning because that is a factor in determining, you know, the actual player base for the game currently. But nonetheless, despite all of that, the player base is dramatically down. Now, since the numbers are down this much on PC, it is a little safe to assume that they are down on the consoles as well, because I mean, people who play games, whether it be PC or console, generally have about the same consensus or same ideals of a game as the rest of gamers, because we're all games. We all play Call of Duty for our reasons, and most people play Call of Duty for the same reason. They enjoy it. So if one group of gamers is not enjoying the game as much, then it's safe to say the other group of gamers who play the same game are probably experiencing some of the same things. Now, I don't have the hard numbers for the console versions of Infinite Warfare, but my hypothesis would be that the player base is also suffering by a good amount. Now, do I think that this is fair? Yeah, I do. I mean, I can understand why people are not playing the game, because a lot of people have expressed their dislike for the direction that the franchise is going. And I'm always an advocate of, if you don't like something, don't buy it, don't play it. You know, complaining about it is one thing. But if you complain about it and you still buy it, your complaints really aren't valid, because at the end of the day, you bought it, you're supporting the product. So I mean, I'm all for people, not liking the game so they didn't buy it or don't play it. It is a little disheartening to me because, I actually do happen to like this game, but I can understand where the complaints are coming from, and there is a couple of things that I would change. But the most people do not like this game currently, and one of my concerns is that the game will kind of die out, and people will either be playing Modern Warfare Remastered or Black Ops 3, or any other previous Call of Duty game, or just another game entirely. I hear Titanfall 2 is actually picking up a nice head of steam right now. People are really liking that game. So I mean, if you guys enjoy a different game more than Call of Duty, then I say more power to you. Keep enjoying it, and do you. Another thing that's concerning is the Twitch viewership, and Black Ops 3 peaked at about 190,000 viewers on Twitch, and it actually held the #1 spot on Twitch for a couple of days. Infinite Warfare, on the other hand, has almost half of that. It peaked at 101,000 viewers on Twitch, and it hasn't even been close to #1 yet. I mean, we still got a long way to go in this game, but I doubt it would ever, get much higher than that, unless they make drastic changes. But I mean, almost from 190,000 to 101,000, that's basically almost half the viewers. And people don't want to see this game, or people want to see it because there's still 100,000 people watching, but not nearly as much as people used to. Not as nearly as much as people wanted to see Black Ops 3 or other Call of Duties before that. And this is mainly concerning because of the competitive scene. And the competitive scene, they play all their, tournaments and things on Twitch. That's where, that's the go-to gaming site. Everybody who wants to watch gaming goes to Twitch to see it live. That's where everybody kind of goes, as a general understanding. And so if the Twitch viewership is hurting that badly, it really says a lot about the direction that this game is headed, because, if people don't want to see the game, people aren't going to support it, and that's been kind of demonstrated right now. So it'll be interesting to see how Infinity Ward reacts to this drop in player base, or how Activision reacts to this drop in player base, really, and the direction they decide to take, or what the next Call of Duty will contain. I know Sledgehammer's working on the next Call of Duty, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with this information, and how they will try and appease the community to bring them back to the franchise, because I don't believe Call of Duty is dead just yet. But if they don't do something quick, the players will only continue to drop off more and more. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And once again, this is Prodigy. Thanks for listening.